What's up, guys? It's Pokehalls. For those who don't know me, my name's Anthony Pokehalls. I've been vending Pokemon cards for several years at this point. Instagram shows, I do TikTok sometimes, whatnot. And I thought today would be a fun time to check out my vendor POV, my first vendor POV from a year ago. It was Collecticon Atlanta. First ever Collecticon. What happened? Things that I probably wouldn't do again. It'd be fun to see the market values change because stuff's gone crazy from a year ago. So yeah, I just wanted to make a little reaction video. I'll be watching it on my phone, and let's just go through it. I remember this this being an experience, I'll tell you that. It was a little overwhelming because it was the first Collecticon I've ever done, so I didn't really know what to expect. I got these tables thanks to our neighbors behind us.
How's it going?
The fellow Baldy.
Fellow Baldies do get
a discount.
Anything like under 20, smaller stuff, I have SIRs and trainers. And
This guy made a good play. I think he was a player in the game because he was looking for playables. He was looking for the Dusknoir line, which was pretty popular in decks back then. But I mean, those cards went crazy expensive now. I mean, one of the IRs are like 50 bucks. Yeah, 16 bucks on that one's insanely cheap now. It's funny looking at these prices too, because they're just, you just don't see that. Like $30 for that 9 crosshatch Dragonite's kind of crazy. Tag team for 100 bucks. Minty.
204, 234.
I think this was a straight trade for a Gengar. I think we just did it across for the kiddos.
36 bucks cash.
Nope, I gave them some money. I gave them 30 bucks. I think I gave them full comps on the Gengar.
Thank you.
Funny enough, this Gengar that I picked up was creased and I didn't catch it until the next day at the hotel. So the kids cooked me.
Alright, so we're trading out.
Live and you learn. Make sure you inspect your cards better. I was so iffy on taking that PSA 10 Inteleon in too. Luckily we traded it out and got a Charizard. That Charizard's also very, very expensive now. I think back then it was probably like 70 bucks. Here's Mr. Rolex. I noticed all the big time vendors wear Rolexes. I was chasing that too, and I just never bought a Rolex. Ended up spending too much money on a 30-year-old vehicle. So there's my little Hamilton. Hey, that Hamilton's a good day to wear. This guy was also really nice. He wanted my Charmeleon, LC Reverse. I had the whole lineup. Charmeleon, I had the Charmander and the Charizard 9. I was pretty hesitant on breaking the setup. I probably wouldn't do this one again. I think it looks nice as a full set. Probably would have helped me sell the whole thing a little bit higher than what I got out of it. But, you know, the guy was super nice and he needed the Charmeleon for his collection. So I let it go, assuming that it was probably the harder one to move by itself had I needed to move them all individually. Also, 300 bucks for that is not happening anymore. That card is insanely expensive now. This guy was interesting and actually made a video, a short about this deal, and got super flamed on TikTok specifically. People were just like, "Oh my God, you scammed him." But they don't know conditions, you know. Some of them were pretty nice, but some of them were also beat. So, and you know, the market back then was a lot different than it is now. And I think they also didn't realize that he kept the Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur in that deal, so they didn't see the unedited version like this one. So he did keep the trio. We paid him like 500 bucks. I do think this guy, in hindsight, I do think he stole these cards. It's hard to say because I have no proof of that, but if you notice, after the deal, he comes back and looks at the camera a little bit sus. So I don't know if he was looking to see if he was being recorded because he was doing something fishy, or if he was just caught off guard by the camera and he just wanted to check to see if he was being filmed. But yeah, it was a weird one. He claimed that he got him from his dad's pawn shop that he had for forever. But then, like, why does he have a Zion case if he just has them? I don't think you just if you run into Pokemon cards and you're not a Pokemon enthusiast, I don't know why you would have a Zion case. But we did buy them. We bought them, traded them, sold them. I did get sketchy vibes after doing this video and seeing him come back to the camera, though. These dudes are awesome. I did sell them a Neo Genesis Steelix. Pretty sure it was first edition. I sold it. I got flamed on this too because I was like trying to comp what a 9 goes for because it was a really clean one. I wanted to grade it, but if I'd sold it, I wanted to at least comp it at a 9. Got flamed for that. Joke's on them for all the flame comments because that card did grade a 10. He reached back out to me and he said thank you. It was a 10. So congrats to that guy because he got a 10 in a vintage first edition. So, you know, and he was stoked about the deal. This dude's always nice. We've done deals before in the past, so cool to see that one happen.
How's it going? I think last sold was like 775.
I was really, really firm on this Umbreon. I did not want to let this Japanese Umbreon go. At the time, I was a little bit high on it, and I realized that. But it was trending up. It was a little hard to get a hold of. I knew I wasn't going to find another one anytime soon. And I haven't owned this card since this deal, so I was correct. You know, ended up taking like, I think $100 under sticker or something for it. People were a little rough with me on how tough I was on the price, but I mean, if you comp that card nowadays, it's thousands and thousands probably. So we got away with $900. Hindsight's 20/20. You know, you never know what the market's going to do. So pretty decent deal overall at the time. God, look at those those Rayquazas. Oh, bunch of Pikachus. I think this is Nova. We did a deal with Nova. It's a big Whatnot streamer. Nova came and cleared us out of a lot of singles. I've also done a lot of deals with Nova TCG. Dude pays really, really well. Usually just comes to your table, 90%, takes everything, which is awesome. If you're ever looking for a cash out, Nova TCG is your dude. Yeah, he's just going to take the whole binder. I mean, I think we take out some playables or something in this deal. But I mean, he ends up, I cut him a deal on the binder stuff because at the time it was slower moving. I think I did 85% on the binder and then 90% on all the stuff in the display cases. This is a great play if you're looking to liquidate cards fast and then potentially rebuy for, you know, 80-85%. Because back in these days, you could buy a lot of stuff for 80%, and it was like a very good deal for both parties. Like everybody was stoked to get 80%. Nowadays, you know, everybody wants like 90-95%. So definitely different times, different market. Done. This Neo Genesis. This Neo Lugia was actually one of our locals. His name's Adam. Super nice guy. It's funny seeing this BGS 9 Lugia comping for $600 because that's just not happening anymore either.
Yeah.
He wanted to trade it, and he wanted $575 in trade for the Lugia. So of course we did it. I love that card. It's one of my favorite cards. Gen 2 is absolutely one of my favorite generations. Beautiful card. We did pick this up. I think he was looking for gradable raws. I think he picked up a couple modern cards and like I think if I remember correctly, a vintage Ninetales for this card, which, you know, at the time was solid for both sides. I would do this again all day, every day. I'll always trade raw cards into like really nice vintage slabs.
You know what? I'm gonna do the 9 tails.
That's always a nice move. Look at all those tag teams too, man. Jesus. I had so many good cards back then.
295 subs. We're trading out.
Yeah, he took a Altart, Glaceon, a Charizard from PAF, and then 2 of the Gold Zenith,
Beautiful vintage.
and then a Brock's Ninetales on them. That card was pretty nice too. I think he ended up grading that. Probably got a 9.
Have it going.
What we got here, some nice vintage cards. That Dark Gengar is funny. Love that card. I think I bought this. Yeah, I'm paying someone for those.
Should be 210.
And here I am talking to Parker. Now,
Counter offer.
Parker had made a previous offer on
You take
all my
the other
slabs at
3
this show,
slots.
and I
That's 80%
declined because I
delivery.
thought that,
Yeah, big deal.
as the show went on, I could
Selling
trade
all
more
the
and
slabs.
sell more, but this was closer to the end of Saturday, I believe, and I didn't really plan on being there
Around
Sunday,
85% on
so I ended up
base.
working a deal with Parker for 85% for basically everything.
Like
Now, I've known
slab.
Parker
Also,
for years on Instagram at this point. I've only met him a handful of times now, but he's a nice dude. Justin's awesome too. Justin was part of this deal. But this one, I would never do this again. This is horrible. It took me so long to rebuild inventory after this. After that, I was just dead in the water for shows for a while because I needed to find more inventory. So it really shows you how you have to kind of take those things into consideration. But that's the entirety of the first POV video, and for what it was, I think it was pretty cool. The editing was nice. The wife did most of that, so thank you, wife. Market has definitely been drastically changed since then, so it's kind of funny seeing all those prices. That'll sum up today's video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff on this video so we can push the algorithm. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace!
hello. It is 9:32 a.m. About 28 minutes until general admission comes in. We're at Lexicon Atlanta, and we're gonna see what kind of deals we can do. Let's get it.